So in yesterday class, we discussed about low frequency and high frequency, and also we started about the oscillator part here. In oscillator, almost we discussed FET based phase shift oscillator. Okay, so in that you have to write the circuit diagram, then you have to give the explanation and with the equation. Okay, after that you have to solve the problem. Understood? So today we'll start with the inductance and capacitance oscillator, or you can call it a tuned oscillator. There are two names here. Okay, inductance and capacitance oscillator, or you can call it the tuned oscillator. In tuned oscillator, there are two types here. One is Hartley oscillator. Second one is Colpitts oscillator here. Understood? So tuned oscillator, there are two types here. Write on that one, Hartley and Colpitts. Understood? After that, there is a one more last oscillator here in model number 2, that is Bristol oscillator. Today we'll discuss about Hartley and Colpitts here, including problems. So next here you take here. This is the RC phase shift oscillator circuit diagram. Okay, so oscillator amplifier, it gives the 180-degree phase shift, and feedback network of the oscillator, it gives the one more 180-degree phase shift. Total you get a 180, will get total 360-degree phase shift. Understood? So next you take equations for the RC phase shift oscillator here. The magnitude of A is equal to GM into RD dash. Then RD dash, what is the formula here? You want to take parallel equivalent formula, channel resistance and drain resistance, RD multiplied by small RD divided by capital RD plus small RD, including problem. What is the frequency for the RC phase shift oscillator here? That is 1 divided by 2 pi RC square root of 6. Understood? So next you start with the LC oscillator. Okay, in LC means it's a tuned oscillator. Okay, there are two types here, Hartley and Colpitts oscillator. First to take Hartley oscillator. Okay, FET based Hartley oscillator. Okay, FET means we want to take the amplifier as a FET here. Okay, from that we want to generate the AC signal. Understood? In previous class we discussed about oscillator, right? How we can generate the oscillator, what is the definition for the oscillator. So here you take, we can generate the AC signal, okay, by taking the DC input voltage. Okay, what is DC input voltage here? Plus VDD. Okay, from the plus VDD we can generate the sine waveform. Okay, almost we are getting a full cycle, 360-degree cycle, almost we are getting as output here. So we are converting DC voltage to AC voltage. Okay, that is the definition for the oscillator. So almost we are converting DC voltage to AC voltage. Okay, from the amplifier circuit diagram and feedback network. Understood? So you want to take both. Okay, amplifier and feedback. In amplifier, we can make 180-degree phase shift. In feedback, we can make 180-degree phase shift. From that, we can get 360-degree phase shift. But here, question is what here? We want to design the Hartley oscillator. So for making a Hartley oscillator here, we want to take FET transistor. Okay, field effective transistor. So take now FET transistor. Okay, this one is the junction field effective transistor. Okay, junction you take, or you can take MOSFET, or you can take BJT. Okay, whatever you take here, but you take active elements. Okay, like transistor. Understood? So this FET transistor, it's act as an amplifier. This amplifier, it gives the 180-degree phase shift because this one is the inverting amplifier. Okay, so inverting amplifier, it gives the 180-degree phase shift. Understood? So here you take now gate. Gate is connected to two resistance here, R1 and R2. Okay, then you come for the drain here. It is connected to RFC. Okay, RFC stands for what here? Radio frequency choke. Understood? Radio frequency choke here for the drain. Instead of connecting RD, okay, in previous diagram what you taken here, drain resistance, right? But here they have taken radio frequency choke. Okay, here in this radio frequency choke, it blocks the DC and it passes the AC signal here. Understood? So it blocks the DC voltage and it passes the AC voltage. That is the advantage of taking radio frequency choke. Next, you take source. Okay, in source side, what you connected here? RS and CS. Okay, source resistance and source capacitance. These two, it acts as a bypass capacitance and bypass resistance. Okay, almost they are connected in parallel form. Okay, CS that should be parallel with RS here. Okay, these two, it acts as a bypass network. Okay, we want to pass the signal in terms of current and voltage to the ground. Okay, by using the R and C combination that is in parallel here. Okay, this was the complete voltage divider circuit here. Okay, see this diagram here. Okay, for the input side they are connected two resistance, right? Is it? Output side they are connected radio frequency out, and source side they are connected two resistance, one resistance and one capacitance here. Okay, this was the complete oscillate voltage divider circuit here. Okay, voltage divider amplifier. Understood? So this voltage divider amplifier, it gives the 180 degree phase shift. Just almost 180 degree phase shift because this one is the inverting amplifier. So output of this amplifier, again it is going to be a coupling capacitor. Okay, output of the amplifier, it is going to be a coupling capacitor. From that, they have connected feedback network here. Okay, what is the feedback network here? This one. This is the feedback network. Understood? From the feedback network, again you have to generate 180 degree phase shift. Heing generate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು by taking the L and C combination, inductance and capacitance. Understood? See here, they have taken two inductance. Okay, L1 and L2. It is connected in series. Okay, L1 and L2 they are connected in series. Okay, these two parallel with the capacitance. Understood? They have taken two capacitance, L1 and L2. Okay, and these two are parallelly connected with capacitance. Okay, from that we can generate the 180 degree phase shift. So capacitance for what here? Not to store the current. Okay, we can store the voltage and current. Okay, after storing here, we want to take discharging here. Young matter discharge through inductance. Okay, L2 and L1 is it is connected to a ground. Okay, so after making a discharging across the inductance here, then we can store the energy across the inductance. Okay, once you store the energy across the inductance here, then capacitor it acts as a what here? Charging. Okay, so inductor it acts as a discharging for the capacitance, and that it also acts as a energy storing element. Okay, here you can store the energy in terms of magnetic flux here. Okay, so here you can store the energy. Okay, because these two are connected in series here. Okay, once if it's charging inductance means once you store the energy across the inductance here, then capacitor acts as a charging. So once capacitor is charged, okay, once capacitor is charged here, then it is start discharging through the part here, inductance and L1 and L2. Okay, so once capacitor is completely charged here, then it is discharged through the L1 and L2 inductance here. Okay, after discharging again, these two inductance are you can store the energy. Okay, from the output voltage. Okay, we can store the energy across these two inductance from the output voltage. Then capacitor start charging here. Understood? So capacitor working is what here? Charging and discharging. Okay, charging means we want to take the signals from the energy. Okay, we want to take the signal from the energy stored here. Then capacitor start discharging here through the L1 and L2 ground connection. Understood? So this is the operation of the inductance and capacitance here. Okay, almost we can generate the resonant frequency by using the inductance and capacitance. Okay, almost we'll get a maximum frequency. Okay, here almost we have to generate 180 degree phase shift by varying the inductance value and capacitance value. Just the inductance, there are two inductance. We have to vary the inductance value L1 and L2. Okay, then we want to vary the capacitance. Okay, by varying the capacitance value and these two inductance value, we want to match the 180 degree phase shift. Because amplifier list 180 degree phase shift. So for this one, we want to generate the 180 degree phase shift by choosing the proper value of the capacitance and inductance. Understood? From that, you'll get a full cycle. Okay, output will get a full cycle here. Then output of the feedback network is going to be here, again input of the gate by using the coupling capacitor 2. Okay, first you take output here. Okay, output it is connected to coupling capacitor 1. Then it is connected to input of the feedback. Then output of the feedback it is connected to again input of the amplifier, that is gate. Understood? So from the amplifier we got 180 degree phase shift, and from the feedback network we got 180 degree phase shift. So output will get now 360 degree phase shift. Understood? So here we want to adjust the L value, C value, not to get the 180 degree phase shift in the feedback network. For the feedback network, always you have to use passive elements. We can't use any active elements in the feedback. Understood? Remember this one here. For the feedback network, always you have to take passive elements like resistor, capacitor, and inductor. Okay, so we can't use any diode and inductor, sorry, diode and transistor in the feedback network. Understood. But when it comes for the amplifier here, we can use any kind of the passive elements and active elements. Understood. So this is about the oscillator part here. Next, to take frequency. So what is the output frequency equation now for the Hartley oscillator? They have taken two inductions, right? So for that to take L equivalent. Okay, they are using two inductor, right? So for that to take L equivalent here, that is L1 plus L2. Okay, L1 plus L2. Or you can take L1 plus L2 plus 2M. M antandre mounting inductance. Okay. So neglect the mounting inductance here. Okay. You take only L1 and L2. Okay. These two are in series here. So for that you write now L1 plus L2. That gives the L equivalent. So write the frequency equation for the Hartley oscillator here. 1 divided by 2 pi square root of C L equivalent. Okay. 1 divided by 2 pi square root of C L equivalent. C and then feedback capacitance. L equivalent and L1 plus L2. Understood. This is the equation. In exam, you have to write the circuit diagram, equations, then explanation. Then only get a full marks. Otherwise, no. Because these are very simple here. Next, here you have to write same equation they have taken here. Oh, neglect that equation here. There is no need equation this one here. Understood. You take one problem here. In Hartley oscillator, L1 is equal to 20 microhenry. Okay, L2 is equal to 2 millihenry. Okay, what is the L1 here? 20 microhenry. What is L2 here? 2 millihenry. And C is the variable. Okay, C is we can vary here. Find the range of the capacitance if frequency is to be varied from 1 megahertz to 2.5 megahertz. Neglect the mutual inductance. Okay, so here you neglect the mutual inductance. M you neglect here. Understood. Further to take this equation now. Question is what here? In Hartley oscillator feedback inductance that given here. L1 is to the 20 microhenry, L2 is 2 millihenry. C is variable. Okay, that you have to find out. Okay, you want to find out the C. Okay, depending upon the frequency range. S is the frequency range 1 megahertz to 2.5 megahertz. Okay, so right L1 is 20 microhenry, L2 is 2 millihenry. Find out L equivalent. Okay, so make it series connection here. L1 plus L2 here. So how much you got here? L equivalent 2.002 into 10 raised to minus 3 Henry. Okay, so this is the L equivalent value. Okay, we want to add L1 plus L2, then you'll get to 2.002 to 10 raised to minus 3 Henry. Next, you take frequency. Okay, maximum frequency you take first here. After that, you take lower frequency. What is the maximum frequency range in question? 2.5 megahertz. Okay, yes, just see there 2.5 megahertz. 1 megahertz is the kadame there. So maximum is 2.5 megahertz. So choose the maximum frequency now. Substitute here. F is equal to 2.5 megahertz. Okay. Then C is how much? We don't know that. That you have to find out here. C you have to find out. We know this L equivalent, right? Substitute L equivalent. C you take it outside here. Then you calculate this one here. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಇದು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ರಾಂಗ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಬಿಡು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾದ್ರೆ ರಾಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ ಸೊ ಸಿ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಯರ್ okay from that you'll get a 2.0244 picofarad. Understood? So this is very important here. So main thing is you want to find out the C value by choosing the maximum frequency. Same thing you take for the minimum frequency. Okay, so F is minimum frequency, that is how much here? 1 megahertz. Substitute here. Okay, wherever a frequency substitute, find out C here again. Substitute L equivalent, that is 2.002 microhenry. Sorry, millihenry. Next C is 12.6525 picofarad. Okay, so here we can vary the C from 2.0244 picofarad to 12.6525 picofarad. This is the C variable value. Okay, for the frequency how much here? 1 megahertz to 2.5 megahertz. Understood? So this is about the Hartley oscillator. Next to take one more here. In a transistor Hartley oscillator, the two inductance are 2 millihenry and 20 microhenry, while frequency is to be changed from 950 kilohertz to 2050 kilohertz. Calculate the range over the capacitance to be varied. Okay, same procedure you have to follow here. Okay, you have to find out the C value. Okay, first to take frequency equation for the Hartley oscillator, A is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi square root of C L equivalent here. So take L equivalent, how much you got here? 0.00202 Henry. What is the frequency here? First to take higher frequency, is that 2050 kilohertz. Okay, you take that one here. Then C you take 2.98 picofarad. So then you take minimum frequency 950 kilohertz. Then you take C, that is 13.89 picofarad. Okay, so how much you got here? C, that is 2.98 picofarad to 13.89 picofarad. This is the C value. Okay, C value variation for the frequency 950 kilohertz to 2050 kilohertz. Understood? This is for the second problem in Hartley oscillator. Understood? So next to take. So is there any doubts here? Lakshmi, Sambhaji. Any doubts are there? Any doubts are there?
No, sir.
Okay. Next to take Colpitt's oscillator. Okay. Next one is one more oscillator in the tuned oscillator here. This one is second oscillator in tuned oscillator or LC oscillator here. That is Colpitt's oscillator. Okay. So here you take same amplifier diagram. Okay. What you taken in Hartley, same diagram you take for the amplifier. Okay. From this amplifier, again we can generate 180 degree phase shift. Okay. After generating the 180 degree phase shift here, okay, the output of the amplifier, it is connected to input of the feedback. Okay, see the feedback network here. Here they have taken two capacitors. Understood? In Hartley, what happens here? They have taken two inductors, right? C1 and C2 in series. But here, what happens here? C1 and C2, they have taken series. In Hartley, they have taken L1 and L2, right? But here they have taken C1 and C2. Okay, these are in series here. Okay, then you take inductance. Okay, so you take inductance, it should be parallel with the C1 and C2 capacitance. Understood? Then output of the feedback, it is going to be here, input of the amplifier. Okay, output of the feedback, it is going to be input of the amplifier. So you take output voltage here, it's going to input of the feedback. Okay, from that, this inductance start charging here, means we can store the energy across the inductance. Okay, after storing the energy here, we can discharge the energy through the C1 and C2 capacitance. Understood? Once inductance becomes a charged here, means once you store the energy across the inductance here, okay, this energy we can discharge through the C1 and C2 capacitance. Understood? When energy storing time, the C1 and C2 capacitance, it's actually charging. Okay, when energy discharging here, and C1 and C2, it's actually discharging mode here. Understood? So these two always connected in parallel. From that, we can generate the resonant frequency. Okay, resonant andre, we can make the 180 degree maximum frequency. Okay, 180 degree phase shift. So amplifier, you got 180 degree phase shift. Okay, and feedback also you got 180 degree phase shift here. Total you got 360 degree phase shift here. Okay, from that you'll get a AC waveform. Understood? Here for the oscillator, there is no input here. Okay, without input, we are generating the AC signal. Understood? The main thing is we want to take only DC supply. From the DC supply, we can generate the AC waveform by using the amplifier and feedback network. Understood? So this is about the Colpitt's. Colpitt's andre C1 and C2 in series form, it should be parallel with the inductance. Hartley antandre hengide? You take Hartley now. Here L1 and L2 in series, that should be parallel with the capacitance. Okay, don't get confused here. But amplifier diagram is same. Okay, we want to take radio frequency choke here because it blocks the DC and passes the AC. Okay, so write the frequency, output frequency of the Colpitt's now. So F is equal to now 1 divided by 2 pi C L C equivalent. Okay, here they are written wrong here. Here you can write the frequency equation now 1 divided by 2 pi square root of L C equivalent. Okay, L C equivalent. What is C equivalent here? C1 into C2 divided by C1 plus C2. Because this time is series, right? For the capacitance, don't write C1 plus C2. Okay, C equivalent ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ always you have to take C1 into C2 divided by C1 plus C2. Don't take C1 plus C2. ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು. C equivalent ಅಂದ್ರೆ C1 plus C2 ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ರಾಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀರಾ. But here C equivalent means almost you have to take C1 into C2 divided by C1 plus C2. Understood? Remember this one. The square root of L into C equivalent. Okay, here they given wrong equation. Okay, you make it change that one. So F is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi square root of L C equivalent. You take one problem here. In transistor Colpitts oscillator, C1 is 1 nanofarad, C2 is 1000. Okay, 1000 nanofarad. Find the value of inductance for the frequency of 100 kilohertz. Okay, output frequency is 100 kilohertz. Okay, for the Colpitts oscillator, output frequency is 100 kilohertz, and C1 and C2 value is 1 nano and 1000 nano. Find out L. Okay, you take frequency equation. Is the frequency equation. Substitute here. We know the F value, right? We know the C equivalent. Okay, then L you have to find out. L you take it outside. C equivalent formula, you know, C1 into C2 divided by C1 plus C2. What is C1? 1 nano. What is C2? 1000 nano. Okay, after that you'll get C equivalent is 9.999 into 10 raised to minus 10. Okay, this is the C equivalent final value. Okay, after that substitute here, then L you take it outside. So almost we got 2.53 millihenry. Okay, what is the L value here? 2.535 millihenry for the output frequency of 100 kilohertz. Understood? Same thing, you do it one more problem here. Find the frequency of oscillator of transistor Colpitts oscillator having a C is equal to 150 picofarad and C2 is equal to 1.5 nanofarad. L is equal to 50 microamp. Okay, here you have to find out the frequency. First, you find out C equivalent. We know the C1 and C2, right? So C equivalent almost you got 136.36 picofarad. Substitute here in frequency equation. L is how much here? 50 microhenry. So frequency you got now 1.927 megahertz. This is the final value for the frequency. Understood? So in previous class we discussed that is RC phase shift oscillator, right? The RC phase shift oscillator, the frequency range is almost below 10k. Okay, we can generate the frequency below the 10 kilohertz. But when they come for the Hartley and Colpitts oscillator, we can generate the frequency in terms of mega. Okay, 1 megahertz to 10 megahertz. Okay, that is the frequency range for the Hartley and Colpitts. Understood? Because they have taken L and C combination for the resonant frequency. From that, you can generate the higher frequency compared to RC phase shift oscillator. Next, you take one more here. In Colpitts oscillator using FET, the frequency of oscillator is observed to be 2.5 megahertz. Oscillator uses L 10 microfarad and C1 is 0.02 microfarad. Okay, here they have taken Colpitts oscillator. Okay, from that we can get the output frequency as a 2.5 megahertz. Okay, the question is now given value is 10 microfarad for the C1 capacitance. Okay. Sorry, 10 microhenry. Okay, this was the 10 microhenry. Okay, not farad here. Okay, you take L value is 10 microhenry. C1 is 0.02 microfarad. Okay, so find out the value of C2. Okay, we don't know C2 value, that you have to find out. They given C1 and L. Okay, you have to find out C2. Okay, first question. Second question, if L is doubled. Okay, if L value is doubled here, find the new value of frequency of oscillator. Okay, so this is very important here. The question is what here? In Colpitts oscillator, output frequency is 2.5 megahertz. Okay, the given L value, that is 10 microhenry. C1 is 0.02 microfarad. C2 we don't know, that you have to find out. Okay, that is the first question. Second question is what here? Suppose L value is doubled. Okay, what is the output frequency? Second question. First, you write on the given parameters here. The output frequency is 2.5 megahertz. L value is 10 microhenry. C1 is 0.02 microfarad. So you take frequency equation. Okay, you take frequency equation. You know the L, right? Substitute here. Then you take C equivalent. Okay, find out C equivalent first. You know the F, you know the L. Okay, from that C equivalent you take it outside here. We got C equivalent is now 405. Okay, 405.284 picofarad. Okay, 405.284 picofarad. This is the C equivalent. After that, you take C equivalent formula. What is C equivalent formula? C1 into C2 divided by C1 plus C2. But here we know the value of C1. We don't know value of C2. Okay. But here you got C2, C equivalent here, substitute here. What you got from the above equation, that is 405.28 picofarad. C2 you take it outside here. Okay. From this equation, C2 you take it outside here. Okay. After taking C2 here, how much you got here? Substitute C1 value. We know that 0.02 microfarad, right? Substitute C1 value. C2 take it outside. So C2 almost you got 4.136 into 10 raised to 10 farad. Okay, this is the C2 value. First you take frequency equation, C equivalent you take it outside here. Okay, then you take C equivalent equation, substitute C equivalent value, then C1 value, C2 you take it outside here, you'll get C2 is equal to now 4.136 into 10 raised to minus 10 farad. Second question, what is second question here? If L value is doubled, what is the frequency value? So L value is double means, what is L value? 10 micro Henry, right? So 10 micro Henry antandre, you take now 20 micro Henry. Okay, here you take now 20 micro Henry for the L value. Same, you find out output frequency. You take frequency equation for the Colpitts, that is 1 divided by 2 pi square root of C equivalent into L. We know the C equivalent, we know the L value, that is 20 micro Henry. Okay, from that we can get the frequency is now 1.767 megahertz. Understood? So L given value is how much here? 10 micro Henry. You make it changes for the double value, means 20 micro Henry. Suppose if it is a 30 micro Henry, you take it 60 micro Henry, like that you consider now. Understood? This is for the problem now. After that, you take last problem in the Colpitts oscillator. In Colpitts oscillator is designed with the C1 and C2. Okay. C1 is how much here? 100 picofarad. C2 is 7,500 picofarad. Inductance is variable. Okay. Other L value is variable. Determine the range of the inductance value. Okay. We want to find out the inductance value. For the frequency, how much here? 950 kilohertz to 2050 kilohertz. So output frequency is given 150 kilohertz to 2050 kilohertz. For this condition, you have to find out the L range. Okay. L range for the 950 kilohertz, L range for the 2050 kilohertz. We know the C1 and C2, find out the C equivalent here. Just one thing here, 98.68 picofarad. You take frequency equation, substitute C equivalent here. Okay. Here you take L1 and L2. Okay, because we want to take it for the lower frequency and higher frequency. So for that you take now C equivalent. First you take it for the lower frequency. Lower frequency and 950 kilohertz. Okay, L1 you take it outside here, you'll get 284.41 microhenry. Next you take higher frequency, that is 2050 kilohertz. L2 take it outside here, you'll get 61.07 microhenry. Understood? So L1 is 284.41 microhenry, L2 is 61.07 microhenry. So L range is how much here? 61.07 microhenry to 284.41 microhenry. This is the range for the inductance. Understood? So 950 and 2050 have to find out the inductance value. For 950 we got 284.41 microhenry, and 2050 kilohertz per the L2 value is 61.047 microhenry. Understood? So is there any doubts here? You can ask me now. Today I'll give the assignment questions here. Okay, based on the model number 1 and model number 2. Okay, but write the 2 assignments. Okay, I will send the questions here. Okay, all of you note on the questions. Okay, after that you write it in A4 sheet. Okay, A4 ಅಥವಾ notes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು you have to take the scan ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು I will send the Google form. Okay, in Google form you have to upload your files. Okay, by entering your USN, okay, and name. Understood? ಎರಡು ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದು. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ದಿ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 1 and 2. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್. ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವತ್ತಿದು 20th ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ 27th is the last date. Okay, within 1 week you have to write the assignment 1 and 2. ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ಬಟ್ ಯು have to write the your own answers. ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಬರೆಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಬರೆಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Write your own answers here. Understood? So these questions are important for the knowledge purpose. Okay, not for the internal, not for the examination. Okay, this one is the different questions you'll get for the assignment 1 and 2. Okay, depending on your model number 1 and 2 here. Understood? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ತರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಏನ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ದಿ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 1 ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 2 ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ರೈಟ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 1 and 2 ಇನ್ A4 sheets. ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? A4 sheet ಅಥವಾ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ದಿ ಪೇಜ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಇನ್ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ನಾ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 26th ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. 27th is the last date, right? 26th I will send the link. Okay, for this link you have to upload your files. ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ನಾ ಯಾವ ಸೈಜ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ನಾ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೈಜ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಿಲೋ 30 KB, 40 MB, 20 MB ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತದು. ಅದು ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? 26th I will send the link here for the assignment 1 and 2. Okay, 27th you can upload your files. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? 27th is the last date here. So all of you write the assignment 1 and 2. ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 10 marks, ರೈಟ್? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 2 marks, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 2 marks. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1 2 marks ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ 2 2 marks. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ 4 marks. ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 1 and 2. ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 4 ನಾನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತದ್ದು, ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ 27th is the last date. So is there doubts here? Any doubts in today's class? Trupti Jiji. Abhishek Patil. Abhishek. Anand Kumar.
No, sir.
Ashita.
No, sir.
Where is your friend Varsha? She is not attending regular classes.
Don't know.
Aisha also.
Right, sir.
Navya.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts are there?
No, sir.
Okay. I will stop the class now. We can leave the meeting.